What's going on, Raider Nation? We are back. Again, we got a good one today. Let's go. What is going on, you guys? We are back again with another Primos podcast. I am your host, Raider Ed, also known as Raiders Primos. Don't got Nate pulling up; he's stuck at work. I'll try to let me send him the link. Maybe he can pull up whenever he gets a chance. But I know he's probably still at work. I'm gonna send him the link just in case if he wants to pull up. But you guys, we apologies for not going live on Monday. Was not feeling well. I was having issues with my stomach. I was trying to go live yesterday, but then I ended up getting home late from work. It was like around the time that I usually go live, and if it's past like 3 o'clock, I'm probably not going to be able to go live. I try to shoot for getting home around like 1 o'clock, 12:30, give some time to really prep, get some things I want to get done around the house. But yeah, we're live. And guess what, you guys? We got a game tomorrow. So you know what that means? We are starting the 2025 edition of Primos Preview. We are going to be previewing. We're not going to go into a deep dive preview into the Seahawks and the Raiders game because it is a preseason game, but there is things to talk about in regards to tomorrow's game. We're going to talk about some of the players that we're going to be watching. At least I'm going to be watching. And then I want to hear your guys' thoughts. What players are you guys going to be watching? Who are you guys going to be keeping an eye on? Who do you guys think is going to show out? Who do you guys think is going to just take a seat on the bench? I want to hear everything you guys have to say today, but let me acknowledge the chat. We got the great Sean, Ian, Rapoport Johnson in the building over here giving me every single intel that I need on the Raiders. He was even giving me old intel that I already even knew. Bro, Sean, you need to take a break, my brother. You need to take a break. Because sometimes you're sending so much information, you be sending the old information that I already know. Love you, man, but you gotta take a break. No, I seen that. We're gonna go over everything. I seen the depth chart. We got a lot of new, bro. Like Sean sent me bunch of news. Gotta chill though, bro. Gotta chill. We got Louise in the building. Raiders Primos. Salute to you. Let me get some water here. Hope you guys are having an amazing Wednesday. I got the energy. Let's get right into it, you guys. Ja'Cory Bennett. And I'm not going to go deep into this, pause if necessary. I'm not going to go in too deep into the trade. Mainly, I'm going to, of course, who did we get and all that. But I'm not going to I'm going to give my thoughts, but I don't want to really spend a whole hour just talking about Ja'Cory Bennett and this trade with the Eagles. But this happened on Monday. The Eagles acquired cornerback Ja'Cory Bennett from the Raiders in exchange for a defensive tackle Thomas Booker. This is coming from NFL Network. Bobby Konak, I don't know how to say his name, but he wrote, the Eagles and Raiders have spiced up training camp with the trade. Philadelphia is acquiring cornerback Ja'Cory Bennett from Las Vegas in exchange for defensive tackle Thomas Booker. NFL Network insider Ian Rapoport reported Monday evening. A fourth-round pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, Bennett heads to the reigning Super Bowl champs as the more experienced starter of the two players involved in the swap. He's played in 24 games for Las Vegas with 11 starts, including 7 last season, and had 58 career tackles and 11 passes defended. Considering Philly's well-stocked secondary, which ranked first in the league in passing yards allowed in 24, Bennett likely won't slot in as a primary starter in his new home. However, he does offer yet another depth piece to a cornerback room that includes Keon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, Ringo, Adoree Jackson, and Mac McWilliams. Booker, meanwhile, is a 2022 fifth-round pick of the Houston Texans, who appeared in all 17 regular season games, one start for the Eagles last season. He contributed to 18 tackles and 1 sack. His addition to the Raiders beefs up options along the front seven's interior, which was recently altered by the release of Christian Wilkins. It's not necessarily a seismic swap for either squad, but as rosters begin to take shape and training camp progresses, these are the kind of moves clubs will make to get every bit out of their eventual 53-man roster. Now, let me turn it to you guys. Let's turn it to the chat. What do you guys think about this move? What do you guys think about the move of trading Ja'Cory Bennett to the Philadelphia Eagles in exchange for defensive tackle Thomas Booker? Me, when I initially seen this, I've seen this coming. I feel like the writing was on the wall last week. I feel like the writing was on the wall last week. You know, we were seeing videos when training camp started. We were seeing videos of Ja'Cory Bennett being like the 4th or 5th guy getting reps, and he wasn't really in there with the ones. If he was getting minimal reps at the with the ones, but he was mostly with the 2s and even with the 3s. And I was telling myself, I don't think he fits what Pete Carroll has going on. Not only does he not have the measurables that Pete Carroll loves in his corners, but maybe he just doesn't fit the scheme that Pete maybe wants Patrick Graham to run, even though he did ran with Patrick Graham last year. But I also thought about this. Ja'Cory wants to play on the outside, I believe. Do you guys believe that Ja'Cory fits as a slot corner? Because from what we've seen, and when he played with us, he was primarily on the outside. Now Pete Carroll comes in. He has DCAM, a big body, tall receiver or tall corner on the outside, switching off with Darian Porter, another corner who they drafted, who's a big body, I believe 6'3", 6'4" corner. And then we have Stokes on the other outside, who is another big body corner, standing I believe 6'1", 6'2". And then you got Ja'Cory, who stands at 5'11", 6 feet on a good day. I think there was just no fit for him. I don't think it was any. I think it goes beyond just a height issue or what Pete Carroll likes. I think he just did not fit with what the Raiders were trying to do here on defense. And I do believe if Ja'Cory does get reps with the Eagles and he does play some snaps in the regular season, I do think Ja'Cory will play solid for the Eagles. Now, this doesn't mean that, okay, I'm saying the Raiders lost the trade. No, look at what is surrounding Ja'Cory. Keon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, Ringo, like the Eagles defense as a whole. Look at what Ja'Cory is going to play with. And that is likely going to lead Ja'Cory to have more success than probably what he was going to have with the Raiders. Salute to Huey. Louise, glad we got something for someone who probably wasn't making the team. I don't think he wasn't going to make the team, Louise. I just think there was no fit for him here. And you know what, Louise? Maybe it would have been a shock to just see him get cut. But let's talk about our new addition, Thomas Booker. Now, I seen that this was tweeted out that All-Pro offensive lineman Lane Johnson isn't happy with the Eagles trading defensive tackle Thomas Booker. And I quote, this is coming from Lane Johnson himself. He said he has all the tools, and with the right coaching staff, he will be a Pro Bowler. The Raiders got a good one. Now, it is yet to be determined. That's great. That is great hearing Lane Johnson, an all-pro offensive lineman that played with the Eagles. Is he still who am I thinking? Because didn't somebody retire with the Eagles? He's still playing? Okay, yeah, he's still playing. Okay. I think I'm thinking of the Kelsey brother that retired. But he is 35. I can't believe he's still playing. 35 years old. That's crazy. But he said that he believes Thomas Booker is going to be an All-Pro, and this is a guy that is going against him day in and day out last year in camp possibly. So he gets a front row seat onto what Thomas Booker can be. Now, will he have that success with the Raiders? I mean, he only has one sack recorded in his name with 11 tackles. Will he get some playing time in preseason? I hope so. I hope we see him tomorrow. Let's see what we can get out of him. Just throw him in there. See what he can do. JT the Brick had this to say on X. He said, for Raiders fans wondering about the Thomas Booker addition from Philly, remember that Brandon Hunt is the new VP of player personnel in Las Vegas. He spent 3 seasons in Philly in the player personnel department and saw every practice and game that Booker participated in. And that, there's your Philly and Raiders ties. That is a highly possibility that is the reason why Booker was traded to the Raiders and why the Raiders probably were looking at him in the first place. Also, when we released Wilkins, guys, and we went live about it, we were questioning, like, okay, what is our interior line going to look like now that Wilkins is out of the building? Shouldn't we celebrate the fact that this coaching staff, this front office, is addressing a need at the defensive tackle position? Yes, they drafted 2 defensive tackles. I believe they got a total of 4, or they got a total of 5 or 6 now with the addition of Booker. They have a lot of options at the defensive tackle position, and why wouldn't you want it that way? You just let go Wilkins, who is he didn't have the best season last year with the Raiders, but at one point, Wilkins was that dude at the defensive tackle position. Now you have 5 or 6 guys that are fighting for the spot next to Adam Butler. Why wouldn't you want it that way? I would want it that way. And just like Luis said here, we're trading away a corner that probably wasn't even going to either make this team, or he probably wasn't even going to get a lot of playing time. I like the move. Like I said, I kind of seen it. It was kind of it was a writing on the wall that Bennett was going to get traded, or he was going to probably get cut, released. I don't know. But I had a feeling that he wasn't going to fit what we got going on here. Louise, I think so too. Yeah, Brandon Graham, he was on the defense, right? Huey, he said he was buried in Philly's depth with all those DTs they have. Dude, you're speaking the truth. He hasn't shown what he has because he's been, that defensive line was mean. And they had a mean defensive line in Philly. We've seen it. We've seen it on display. And that's why I'm hoping, Huey, we see Booker tomorrow. We see what we have in him. Why not wait till camp cuts to trade JB? See what you can get for him. Then definitely wanted to see him in preseason at least. I did too, Huey. That was Bennett was a guy that I really was intrigued to see in preseason, see how he fit. Because, like I said, I didn't think he would fit in the preseason or fit in this system. But I did say that I want to see how he would play in the preseason. Maybe he would prove me wrong, or even prove the coaching staff wrong. But it seems that this front office values going to get a because also you would think about this. What if Booker went out there for Philly during preseason and he balled out, and then Philly's like, we're not trading this guy. Again, we had a need at the defensive tackle position. Spytek took a chance, got Booker, and will it fill the need at defensive tackle position? Who knows? But just like Luis said here, low risk, high reward type player, to be honest. And that's for both sides, even for Philly too. They gave up Booker, we gave up Bennett. It could work out for both sides. Bennett could ball out for Philly, Booker could ball out for us. Who's to say that doesn't work? That's a win-win for both sides. It could also be a lose-lose for both sides. JB could suck with Philly. Booker could suck here with us. The thing is, there was no draft picks given up, you guys. It was literally a player-for-player swap. It was a player-for-player swap. And I think we overreact on some of the players that play for our Raiders, because I've seen a lot of people angry at the fact that we traded away Jacorian Bennett. It wasn't even the fact that we got Booker in return. It was mainly, why did we trade Jacorian away? Like, he had so much upside. I would read the stats off for you. He had 11, I believe it was 11 pass breakups, and that was it. Yeah, Luis, the trade met both teams' needs. Like, I cannot be upset about that. It made sense from the Eagles standpoint, and it made sense for the Raiders standpoint. We needed a defensive tackle. They needed another death piece at corner. Like, and also, we need to stop saying that Jacorian he showed upside, guys, but he didn't show anything that I'm like, okay, I'm keeping this guy. Where I'm not like he's untradeable. Max Crosby is untradeable. Jacorian Bennett is not untradeable. Okay? Max Crosby is a guy that's untradeable, not Jacorian. Jacorian Bennett is tradable. He had 11, what was the stats? 11 pass breakups. Let me see. What was it again? How many what's his career stats? Let's look at Jacorian Bennett's career stats. I know he got hurt last year. But this dude didn't record a single interception, you guys. He had 58 career tackles, 11 passes defended. When I think of untradeable corners, it's a corner that is getting you turnovers, and he's literally locking down one half of the field. One half of the field. He had 11 passes defended, 58 tackles. Why are we overvaluing Jacorian Bennett as if the Eagles should have gave us a first-round pick for him or a third-round pick? For me, it made perfect sense. The trade was – I like the trade. And like I said, I seen the trade. I don't know how people were shocked that the trade happened. The writing was on the wall. The writing was on the wall that Jacorian was probably not going to be here. Let me get into the chat. Shout out to our I'm assuming it's Raider.com. I was about to say R8.com, but I'm saying Raider.com. I'm assuming that's what it is. Thank you, Primos. Finally, logic placed on the transaction. It's agree to disagree. Some people, I'm not here to change anybody's mind. I'm just giving my thoughts on it. And I disagree with people that didn't like the trade at first hand or even was shocked by the trade when it happened. I was shocked that it happened this early. I'll say that. But the trade itself happening, I wasn't shocked because there was just no fit here for him. Sean said, I think the faster they moved on with Jacorian Bennett, knowing he didn't fit, then trading him faster was smart. Let's see what Booker can do. And hey, we didn't. Jacorian Bennett has potential. He does. Like I said, it could be a win-win situation for both sides. Eagles can get the best out of Bennett. We can possibly get the best out of Booker. And the main thing, you guys, we fill a need. We fill a need at the defensive tackle position. The Eagles fill a need at least depth-wise in the corner position. The Eagles needed depth at corner. We needed tremendous help at defense tackle. And what is the one thing that Pete Carroll talks about? Competing. We don't know what this defensive tackle, what the interior of the Raiders defensive line is going to look like. And again, back to what JT the Brick said. We have Brandon Hunt in the building. You telling me Brandon Hunt wasn't talking to Spytek about, hey, man, go get this guy. Eagles are not really utilizing him. We're not utilizing Bennett. Go get my guy Booker. Huey, I think people are angry because he was a fan favorite. But honestly, he was hurt just like Nate Hobbs is now. Huey, trust me, I love Bennett. But there was nothing that excited me that was like, yes, keep this player. Handcuff this player. Keep him a Raider long term. Was I intrigued to see what he did this season? Of course. But up to this point, he did nothing to make me say, hey, I want to keep this player. Especially during the entire offseason, we're hearing D-Cam getting reps with the ones. Darian Porter was getting reps with the ones more than Jacorian, guys. Think about that. D-Cam was getting more reps with the ones than Jacorian. If Jacorian was that dude, why wasn't he getting number 1 reps? Why isn't he in the talks for possibly fighting for the opposite corner position opposite of Stokes? Why isn't he in the camp? Why wasn't he in the camp battle along with DCam and Darian? Yes, we talked about, Pete Carroll likes his tall and lengthy corners. Never mind that. Does he have the time? Because Pete isn't going to put a 5. If Pete sees a 5'11 corner balling out, Pete's not going to keep a 5'11 corner on the bench. If Jacorian's balling out, he's going to put Jacorian with the ones. But he's getting outplayed by Darian, possibly. Getting outplayed by DCam. There's a reason why DCam and Darian are fighting for the opposite position along Stokes. Something we have to think about, you guys. Let me finish up these comments and we'll get into the next. We'll dive a little bit deeper. Louise, Pete ain't playing, and it sends a clear message. Maybe Pete thought JB wasn't fully bought in. I don't think it was that, Louise. I think, again, I believe that this trade happened because it filled the need for both sides. And I think it was better, like Sean said, it probably was better to do it now than later. JB showed promise and upside in a cornerback room that we don't know what we are getting. Also, why people are mad. And we don't know, Huey, but I'm looking at what is coming out of camp. And what was coming out of camp is DCam is getting reps with the ones. Darian is getting reps with the ones. And Jacorian is nowhere to be found. And we still got blown out, Huey. Now, in JB's favor, and I'm gonna give benefits of the doubt because the reason why I'm locked on DCam, not saying he's gonna start, but why I'm locked on watching him is because this dude got baptized by Quentin Johnston. Yes, JB locked up one of the better wide receivers in the league. And DCam got burnt by a guy that can't catch a nosebleed. We have to see, guys. Different regime. Leaky, one thing about our fan base, we get attached to players who we haven't won shit with or who won't be here long term. Bro, we're lucky to have Max here. I'm gonna leave it at that. We're lucky to have Max here. We ain't won shit with him. But he is a great player. But I'm surprised he wants to ride it out with us. Sean John, early in camp, there was a tweet. Eric Stokes has one outside lockdown, and Darian and DCam is a real battle in camp for cornerback 2 outside. I love hearing competition. Yes, Sean. And then, like I said, along with that tweet, where's Jacorian? Because I was asking that, Sean. I think a lot of us thought Jacorian was going to be that cornerback 1 on the outside, and it was going to be Stokes and DCam possibly fighting out, and then Darian possibly manning that slot. But then when the report started coming out with, that Stokes was at outside, had outside 1 lockdown, and that Darian and DCam were the ones fighting for that outside 2, that's where I was like, well, where's Jacorian going to fall in that? And that's where I started thinking, like, this dude is going to get either traded or he's not making the roster. I was basically preparing myself, y'all. I was preparing myself. Name 2 sleeper players that will surprise the nation tomorrow. I'm gonna start this. I'm gonna start this Raider.com because I do want to get into that, but we're gonna keep that for later in the show. Luis said JB also missed a lot of time last season. Maybe he just ain't ready yet to take that leap. Hey, injuries do happen, and they can have setbacks. They can have setbacks. Hey, salute to James. But let's get back into it, you guys. Raiders Resistance on Instagram, and this is by Vinny B. They basically reposted it that the Las Vegas Raiders had attempted to trade away Jacorian Bennett several weeks ago before training camp even has started. Bennett had been viewed as looking from the outside in once camp has started. Jacorian was rotated from all first, second, and third teams. The Raiders saw their window of opportunity once they saw the Eagles became interested and traded for defensive tackle Thomas Booker. Spike Tech had done some research on Booker and were interested on acquiring him, adding more depth to the defensive tackle room. You guys, man, let Spike Tech cook. He's adding more depth at a room that we need help in. Yes, the corner room is spooky as well. But it starts with the trenches. That is where you win, and that is where you lose football games, is the trenches. Why couldn't we run the ball? Because our line couldn't open up any holes until you got sincere. Well, also because Amir White couldn't read the field. But outside of Max Crosby, we couldn't even, we're always dead last in sacks. We can't get pressure on the quarterback. And you know what's funny, you guys? Go look at the Chiefs Christmas game. How did we beat the Chiefs? Pressure. Mahomes was not comfortable. It starts in the trenches. We finally have a GM that understands that winning and losing football games starts in the trenches. You got to make the trenches stronger. You can have the best cornerback room, but if that opposing quarterback is sitting in the backfield having steak dinners and literally kicking back, watching TV, having all day to pass, why have great corners then? Why have great corners? There's no reason to have great corners if your pass rush ain't it. Not saying Thomas Booker going, I'm just saying Spytek is trying to beef up the defensive line. He's trying to do whatever he can to get Pete, the right guys in the building on that defensive line. And all I can do is applaud that guy. All I can do is applaud Spytek for doing what's best for the team rather than what's best for the player. And shit, he still did what was best for the player. He traded him to the defending Super Bowl champions. Come on, you guys. What are we doing here? What are we talking about? Mo Moton said this on Twitter. He said this on X. Ja'Cory Bennett wasn't good as a rookie and showed notable progress in year 2. Why can't D-Cam do the same with a head coach and Pete Carroll, who has a good track record with DBs? Talk, Mo! Talk! Get me fired up, bro. Let me say that again. Let me repeat it for the people in the back, because Mo Moton is speaking facts here. Ja'Cory Bennett wasn't good as a rookie, and he showed notable progress in year 2. This is why a lot of fans are upset why we traded him, because he was showing upside in year 2. But let's turn that thinking around. Why can't D-Cam and Richardson do the same with the head coach and Pete Carroll, who has a good track record with defensive backs? Why are we not showing some love to D-Cam? I'm showing love to him by rooting for him. I'm rooting for D-Cam. Prove everybody wrong. You got baptized with Quentin Johnston. Show everybody that shit ain't gonna happen again. Next time I line up against Quentin Johnston, shutting that ass down. Let me get into it before I get too hyped. Luis said, at least JB has a chance for a ring this season. Yeah, they didn't fuck JB. Raider.com. Every game comes down to that line of scrimmage. Talk, bro. Mondo, my guy. Salute. Sean Johnson. I love our general manager. Won't stop signing players. He's working right into preseason. He plays the long off-season business for the team. Talk, Sean. Talk. Huey. Yeah, Spytek showed love to JB. Traded him to an instant contender. Yeah, he could have traded him for a bag to a team that probably going to have the number 1 overall pick. Huey, didn't we draft 2 corners last year? D-Cam and someone else. I'm blanking on his name. We did. And we released him. MJ Devonshire. And we cut him. I don't know if it was this regime that cut him or if it was last regime. But it was MJ Devonshire, and we picked him with the 7th round pick. I forgot Leakai Fotu was in the boot. This trade definitely made sense. Y'all is literally answering it yourselves. Like, the more you look into it, the more it makes sense, you guys. The more you look into it, the more it makes sense. But and then I think Pete Carroll, Ryan McFadden tweeted this. Pete Carroll said he likes the cornerback room, and trading Ja'Cory Bennett allowed them to get help up front. Carroll added that he likes Thomas Booker's motor. Hey, you know who else has a big motor? You know who else has a big motor? Max Crosby. And you know what's crazy, you guys? Thomas Booker is 25 years old. Imagine what Max Crosby can do with a guy like Thomas Booker. We have worked some guys out, Huey. I know Terrell Edmonds was a guy that we worked out. And there was a couple other corners. I know we worked out some other than Terrell Edmonds, but he's a safety. Let me see. Because I know we worked out two other guys. Let me see. See if I can find it here. Oh yeah, here we go. They're working out like three Terrell Edmonds. So it's three safeties. So Terrell Edmonds, and then if this thing will load. So it's Terrell Edmonds and who else? They're just talking about Edmonds. I don't know why they're not talking about. Oh, BJ Mays and Mekhi Garner. So yeah, we hosted 3 DBs for tryouts today. Terrell Edmonds, Mekhi Garner, and BJ Mays. Haven't signed anybody yet, but they are working people out. They are working people out. I don't even know what I said, Lee Guy. That was pause worthy. But yeah, Spy Tech is cooking. Shout out to Raider Dez. I believe our defense is going to be great. We are bigger, faster compared to past years. I don't want to say great because we have yet to see well this defense on paper. There's reason to be hopeful, but it's a wait and see. And then Mondo, I did see that, and at first I got upset, but then I thought about it. I'm like, because I realized who he was talking to. He was talking to Spagnuolo, who he has connections with his time with the Giants. And we don't know how it is in regards to if you bring people onto the field, like, do you have to have like certain gear? Like, do you have to have Chiefs gear on? I don't know the case with that. At first I was upset, but then looking into it, I was like, he's probably trying to get a coaching gig. And if he's with the Chiefs, so be it. I would always root for another person to, make their money. They got a family, and if money's hard to come by, make your money any way you can. Even if you're on a team that I hate and I despise, make your money. I wish it wasn't the Chiefs, but if it got to be the Chiefs, it got to be the Chiefs. I don't even know what I said. Did I say something on the league guy? I don't even remember what I said. Huey, AP is pulling a Gruden. Definitely wasn't on my agenda today. Show my head what happened to Raider Nation for life. If you're talking about outside the job, then yes, he's Raider Nation for life. I think Stan G put a video up and he talked about it. That outside of the NFL, just as a person, AP is a Raider fan. But if we're talking about job-wise and trying to get an opportunity to get into coaching, then he's still a Raider at heart, but he's going to take any opportunity he can get. Sean says safeties because Lonnie Johnson Jr. won't be back until week 3 or week 5. I think they're cool with the corner room, Sean. And yeah, they're looking for DB safeties because of the Lonnie Johnson injury. Louise, we definitely going to be very physical defense with who we got on that unit. I will say that, Luis. I think we are going to be fast, and I think we are going to be physical. Are we going to be great at, with those combinations? Yet to be seen. Oh my gosh, Demokes. AOC is going to go crazy tomorrow. He's going to turn on the Crocs to sports mode and watch him light up the field like Lightning McQueen. AOC MVP incoming, baby. Demokes, you're just not letting it go, huh? You're just not going to let it go. AOC is donezo. He is a backup, and he will forever be a backup. But let's move on, you guys. Let's move on. Tristan Kuhn, also Raider Dog Scout, he tweeted out there that notable depth chart spots for the Raiders. Our starting wide receivers are Thornton as an X, Myers as a Z, and Tucker as a Y, with Bachman, Betch, and Johnson as our 2 deep. Tommy Malott last in the slot battle. JPJ or Kappa at right guard, which I think is going to be JPJ. I don't think there's any world where Kappa beats JPJ out. We're going to talk about that in a sec. Justin Shorter's back to wide receiver. Zamir Mostert listed as running back 2, which I'm shocked on that. I'm shocked that Zamir's even competing with Mostert at the running back 2. I thought Sincere would probably be in that battle. But they have McCormick at the 4th and Labe as the 6th. Jonah Lalu starting defensive tackle. Zach Carter's a second string defensive tackle with Fotu and Pegas, and our undrafted free agent Tank Booker. Not Thomas Booker. Thomas Tank. I see Thomas Tank Booker as depth. Tonka Hemingway listed third string as our defensive end. Roberts, Pratt, and White are starting linebackers. Cornerback depth is concerning with Greedy, Vance, and backup cornerback is intriguing. That's why preseason is for. This is why preseason is for. Lika. And Raider Des appreciate. Yeah, you guys hit them like buttons. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are not subscribed yet to your guy Raider Primos. Hit the likes up and hit that bell so you guys are not missing anything from us. Huey, Pete like Zamir, toughness and downhill running style. We have no other back like him. Hopefully he can see the running lanes this year. And again, Huey, that's why I said that is what preseason is for. We have all the I touched on this last week. I'm not going to say that this team is great. I'm not going to say that, the defense is going to be this, the offense is going to be this. What we're hearing out of camp is amazing. It's great. But you see all the things I listed, that's question marks. Like, why is Zamir at running back 2? Why is JPJ and Kappa fighting for the right guard position, which I don't think that's even anything to look into. But all these question marks on the defense, like how's the cornerback depth going to look? How's our defensive tackle depth going to look? This is what preseason is for. Get these guys as many reps as you can to see what they got. Ted Nugent on X also said that Pete, like most coaches from his tree, have abandoned the old cover 3 scheme because it just doesn't work to be that simplistic anymore. Went to the Vangio system too high in his last 2 seasons. It'll be interesting to see how he influences Graham's system. And it's funny, I never liked the cover 3 because I always felt like we always got burned with the cover 3 scheme. Like and it's funny because I love the 2 high safeties. I don't know why we always would run a 1 high safety. It never worked. We always got burned. And then Vinny B said that Graham and Pete have been polar opposites in their schemes. Graham is a high percentage cover 2, little blitzing and power rush from the front 4. Pete has been heavy cover 3, more blitzing and speed. I think that's what Ted Nugent was responding to, that Pete has converted to the cover 2. So it is definitely going to be interesting to see the Raiders defense running a cover 2. The Raider Room, per update, they reported from Silver and Black Sports Network that the Raider Room posted that there's what feels like a quote unquote 2-man race going on for the Raiders starting cornerback spot, opposite of Eric Stokes. The battle is between rookie Darian Porter and second-year corner D. Cameron Richardson. Merrick stated that Porter may have the leg up at the moment, but it is a real battle. It was also reported that D. Cam stacked multiple good days at practice. D. Cam at 6'2", 192 pounds is a favorable size for what head coach Pete Carroll typically likes in his defensive backs. I'm just going to read this off, you guys. And Mike also tweeted out that before being traded, Tank Booker was the next man up behind Jalen Carter in Philly. They have been known to keep a loaded D-line room. So he was the backup to Jalen Carter, bro. We got a backup. We traded a fourth string corner for a backup that can possibly become a starter. And also on X, I don't know if you guys were following Eagles fans' reaction to the trade. Eagles fans are not a fan of this trade. Booker flashed for the Eagles last season with their emergence of Milton Williams last season. Booker didn't get on the field a ton, but when he did, he was pretty stout against the run. Probably will see the field more than Jaco does on the Eagles, barring injury to their starters. Well, he's not now. But yeah, that's about it, you guys, with the Jacorian and Thomas Booker trade. What is your guy? I mean, you guys gave me your thoughts, but let's go back into our depth chart, because it seems Jordan Meredith is going to be our starting center and Jackson Powers-Johnson is going to be the right guard. Do I like this move? No, but if they feel that Jordan Meredith is a better lineman than Alex Kappa or Jared Hufford or Will Putnam, like I said, put your best five out there. If your best five is Colton Miller, Dylan Parham, Jordan Meredith, Jackson Powers-Johnson, DJ Glaze, put your best five out there. I'm okay with that. And as long as the other starters, like Raider Scout said, outside wide receiver is going to be Dante Thornton Jr. at the X. You have Jacoby Myers at Z, and then wide receiver Trey Tucker at the Y. And then you have Jack, which is interesting. You have Jack Besh as the backup to Trey Tucker. I wonder if Jack Besh is going to be playing the slot a lot and playing kind of the role that Trey Tucker is going to be playing. I wonder what Chip Kelly has lined up for Jack Besh. Let me see. Let me get back into the comments. Let me see. Alex, he says, Zamir got to prove that he can get it done in games. And again, preseason, this is what preseason is for. And yes, defense has a lot to answer. And also, you guys, Pete Carroll, he stated that the starters are going to play in tomorrow night's game against the Seattle Seahawks. How many series? It's probably going to be one series, but I love seeing the starters out there. And it's for this reason, Alex. If you want to have this experiment with Meredith at center and JPJ at the right guard position, I want to see how this thing looks. I don't want come week one and it doesn't look great and now we're fumbling trying to figure it out on the fly now. When, bro, it's week one. Nah, this is what preseason is for. This is what these preseason games are for. Try out some new things, try out to see what works, what doesn't work, so you can throw that out. So come week one, you show up in Foxborough against the New England Patriots ready. Not, oh, I want to try this out. Let's see if it works. AP. Josh McDaniels. Like, it felt like the past 2 years, we just been rotating linemen in and out because we don't have the best five out there. We're showing up week one, and our interior line, especially our right side, is getting blown up outside of when DJ Glaze started getting some playing time. It's like, bro, how are you guys fumbling this? You had 3 preseason games, you have joint practices, and you are fumbling at the start of the season. That is not the time to fumble. I know it's week one, but every game matters. The football season, even though there's 17 games, it feels shorter sometimes. It feels like a short season. Every game matters. UEP, Zamir is a complimentary back to me. Scheme play calling and that O-line did not help Zamir at all last year. Hopefully, Huey, and I think we are going to see a lot of Zamir tomorrow night. So it is going to be nice to see him getting a lot of reps and see how he fits in this Chip Kelly offense. Dalika Lalu, like your life depended on it. Yes. And I think, and like I said, Pete said the starters are going to play. Lalu's likely going to be in there. And I would like to see Lalu get more reps than the other starters. I know Max is probably going to be out there for maybe a series. Maybe he'll play. Maybe he'll play. I'm saying maybe because it's Max Crosby. You don't want him going down with the injury. But I would like to see Lalu get more reps than the other starters. Alex says, bring Justin Simmons on over. Hey, maybe, Alex. Maybe Pete Carroll and Spytek like what they got with the safety room. But that Lonnie Johnson injury, they do have to recover from that. We'll see, Alex, as time goes on. I think they're gonna, as the games go on, they're gonna definitely make these safeties work. They're gonna make guys like Chris Smith, Trey Taylor. They're gonna make these guys work out there during these preseason games. See what they got out there with the injury to Lonnie Johnson. Huey even thought Madison was gonna cook a little bit, but we all saw how our running game with Amir and Sasir were the only bright spots. It's crazy. CGR, my guy, what is going on? I'm gonna have to make you and I'm gonna have to try to make, because I just realized I ain't got no mods up in here. I think I might need to add more mods. And no, it's not because I see a Charger fan in here. Okay, every fan, like I said, every fan is welcome in here. You like talking football, as long as you keep it respectful and you're not disrespectful. Bro, you're welcome. You just don't be disrespectful. That's the only thing. He was the backup to the backup for Jalen Carter. Oh, okay. Well, they're saying he was the backup to Jalen. I don't know where that came from. Hey, salute to you. I'm not putting your second up because no, I'm not putting that second message up. ASAP, just setting this one out and calculating y'all rated thoughts. I'm telling Jim y'all moves. F it. Okay. I don't know where. Okay. Oh, I appreciate it. Appreciate it. See, I'll put that up, Charger City. I'll put this up. It's all love until week 2, bro. It's all love until week 2. Never say this. Never say this, Charger City. Never say this, man. Leak Eye, don't let the hype fool you. Any player can look good in practice and then shit the bed during the season. That's what I'm saying, Leak Eye. That's why tomorrow, I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited. I am excited for a preseason game. And I don't even care if we win or lose. I could care less. It's mainly because I'm excited to see the youth movement take over this team. I've been begging for the Raiders to stop going to make these trades for these old heads. Stop overpaying these free agents that are washed up and they had a name 5-6 years ago. Focus on the draft. Go get second. Go, try to develop your second year guys. Try to develop your draft. That is what I'm interested in seeing tomorrow. You know what? We're kind of previewing the game already. But yeah, that is what I'm saying. Going back to I didn't forget about your comment, Raider.com. Name 2 sleeper players I would surprise the nation tomorrow. And I'm only saying this because I'm rooting for this guy. I'm pulling for him. DeCameron Richardson. And it's because of how he was introduced into the NFL. He was introduced by Charter City, his wide receiver, dude that can't catch a nosebleed, Quentin Johnston. This dude said DCam looking like he was on skates. He didn't know what he was doing. I would think, what was it, 8-9 catches, closing in on almost 200 yards and a tutty. Maybe I think it was a touchdown or 2. DCam was getting cooked that game. I'm rooting for DCam, man. And I'm hoping tomorrow, man, he can show because I don't think they're gonna sit him immediately, like him and Darian. I don't think they're gonna be okay, one series and then that's it. This is a cornerback battle, Raider.com. They have to give Darian and DKIM as many reps as they see fit. And I'm not saying just one series. Like, no, play them a quarter and a half. Let's see how I want to see as many reps, and hopefully the Seahawks target them. And if they don't, hey man, then they put in some good film out there. And I'm gonna go offense this time. You know what? Another guy that I've been rooting for, Dante Thornton. I think Thornton is gonna surprise a lot. I think Thornton is gonna show what he's capable of against the Seahawks. Now, given the Raiders are gonna go against the second strings, as the Seahawks head coach, I believe he came earlier in the week saying the starters are not going to be playing. So we do got to take a grain of salt with that, of how good if they do ball out, is it because they're really that good, or is it because they're going against backups? They're backups for a reason, right? So I think Dante's going to have a good game tomorrow. But also, you know what? I'll throw a third one in there, Raider.com. Jack Besh. We're hearing some good things out of camp from Jack Besh, but we're not hearing a ton of praise like we're hearing from Thornton or Jacoby or Trey or Trey. So I think Jack Besh is another guy that he might show what he's capable of and give the nation a little bit of juice after all is said and done. Yeah, I appreciate the love, ASAP. I appreciate it. Let me see. Well, I'm scared Choker signed Keaton. Hey, bro, I seen that and I'm like, bro, Chargers, they just can't, they're like that X that can't move on. Chargers are like that X that can't move on. They want all the oldies back. Before you know it, they're gonna want Joey Bosa back. I'm surprised they're not calling Phillip Rivers back. Hey, you right, ASAP. They did need a vet. But and it was true. Who was out there? I mean, I was even suggesting bringing Keenan Allen as that veteran presence. Let me see. Cheeto is in the building. Hey, it's all good. Alex, Panthers, JC Horn will miss Wednesday's practice in a car crash. Wow. Hey, prayers up to JC Horn, you guys. Put the prayer hands up for JC Horn. I hope all is well with him. And if there's anybody else involved, man, prayers up. Hopefully everybody was okay. Dude, car crashes they're scary, man. I live here in Cali, and there's a lot of car crashes out here, and they're crazy. Let's see. I kind of talked about already. Really, just our youngsters, our young guys, our rookies, our second year guys. Specifically, I just talked about it. DKIM, Thornton, Jack Besh. You know what, bro? Hey, I want to hear you guys' thoughts. Let's have this question for everybody, Cheeto. Let's have this question for everybody. What is everybody looking forward to tomorrow? Besides the obvious, a dub. I still would be rooting for a dub. But if we lose, we lose. It is what it is. But what are you guys looking forward to? I want to see how now that we got confirmation that Pete Carroll said the starters are going to play, I'm interested to see how these starters play and see how they gel. And again, you got to take it with, a grain of salt, Cheeto. They're going against backups, but still, it's a live game, and live game reps matter. It's better than, joint practice, better than regular practice. Like, this is live game football where you can get hit. Okay, someone can pause if necessary, blow you up. If that's pause necessary, I don't know, but you're gonna be taking some hits tomorrow night. So I'm interested to see how our starters will, especially Genty. It's kind of hard to really tell what the run game will look like because in practice they can't really tackle. So I'm really interested to see how Genty is gonna look. He likely is not going to get a lot of touches, but definitely interested to see what he does with those touches. Alex, and that's what I'm rooting for the young guy. That is what I'm rooting for the young guy. Sean, He said, I want to see Dante Thorne, Jack Best, JPJ, and Meredith on the line. That third one, Sean, that is my main thing. Actually, you know what? Okay. I want to see the rookie, but that's my main thing. Is because I was confused when they first did it, right? When they first moved JPJ to the guard and Meredith at the center. I was like, why are you not putting JPJ at the center? Because he's likely going to be the better center out of them two. I really want to see that. And I actually want to see more than one series from JPJ and Meredith on the same line. I know we're worried about injuries, you guys, but 2-3 series from them two. I just want to see how it will look. Will it benefit the Raiders? Will it not? That is something that I feel like is an experiment, and this is the time to see how it will look. But he also went on to say quarterback Cam Miller, Tonka Hemingway, Anthony Booker, JJ Bagoose, Cody Lindenberg, Darian Porter, and DCAM main guys. Man, I'm telling you, there's a lot to look forward to tomorrow. From the Bay, near SF. I'm stuck with the Niner fans, bro. Stuck with the Niner fans. What's good, Billy? Salutes to you, CGR. If you're going to be consistent, and I'll try to be consistent with the live shows too, but if you're able to make the shows a lot, let me know, because I see your mods for like Big Mike, Graph, and them. Let me know. I'll make you a mod. And Sean, I'm going to probably make you a mod too, because you're always in here too. If you're consistent in here, I'll be making. I got to make new mods because I don't have any. I do not have any. In case anybody's getting, because sometimes I'm not paying attention to the chat, you guys. And in case anything's going on, in the chat that's kind of going crazy, I want my mods to be able to take care of it. Let me see. Cheeto saying, I'm dying to see Genty. I want to see the great running back we drafted. Like I said, Cheeto, we're probably not going to see a lot of touches from Genty. But yes, it would be nice to see what he does with those touches. And if we can see a little bit of why he was drafted at number 6. Definitely, Huey. Hey, that's where you win and lose games. Raider Dez say, I want to see how the defense and depth plays. Definitely. Sorry I'm falling behind, you guys. Trying to catch up. I'm looking forward to Geno Smith slinging the ball around to his weapons. Pause. I hope they do call. Like I said, I don't think they're going to have Genty get a lot of running touches, but it would be nice to see him getting involved in the pass game. We're hearing a lot coming out of camp with Genty flashing in the pass game. So it will be Louise with the obvious. I would like to see no one get hurt. That's the obvious. CGR, you love your thick frames, don't you? Allen can catch them still, but hold and doesn't block well. And we'll see, because they cooked us in the running game outlook last season. They cooked us in the running game. So I don't know about maybe it wasn't a Keenan thing, maybe it was just a line thing, and maybe it was just bad defense. I don't know, but it was cooking us. Selly, I'm looking forward to my Prize Picks. Bro, you got Prize Picks already in play for preseason commitment. I like it. Leak Eye. To be honest, I'm looking forward for trenches. That was Seahawks' weakness is O-line. Interesting. Huey want to see Kuntz as well. Interesting. Hey, appreciate it, ASAP. Appreciate it. Oh, you are, bro. I got you. I'll do it after the show. Yeah, man. Seeing wider fans, it ain't nice. I'm gonna get all the way down. All right. Cheeto says, Alex, I saw Thornton Saturday. He's fast, yes, but he needs more separation. He wasn't out there burning folks. Hey, good observation, Cheeto. Hey, this is why I want to see Thornton. Like I said, a lot of stuff has been coming out of camp, and I want to see if these guys can live up to that hype. If you're getting shut down in the preseason, there's something wrong. There's something wrong. Something wrong. Salute to Chronicles in the building. I'm looking forward to cooler weather so I can turn on this oven and make Pernell. Hey, you ain't what, bro. I'm like, this hat, I'm like sweating right now, and I would turn on the AC, but the girlfriend don't like the AC being on this early. She prefers a little bit 7 o'clock. ASAP, he said, "Damn, I just want Genty to go crazy. If he does, hey, if Genty does, that's really good. That means that we hit on that 6th pick. And he is a special athlete. Let me see if there's anything I missed in regards to news. I do see a lot of going back to the Jacorian thing, you guys. A lot of people are saying that Jacorian is going to ball out with Philly. Again, you guys take that with a grain of salt because you got to look at what the type of team he's playing with. Comparing that to who he was playing with on the Raiders. Will he have the same success if he does have an all-pro career with the Eagles? Will he have that same success with the Raiders? We don't know. Because it's different team, different regime, different scheme. Like, there's a lot of things that go into it. Yeah, he isn't. You're right, Alec. And again, this is why I want to see him. You know, I'm kind of beating the dead horse there, but it's why I kind of want to see what Thorin brings to the table because of everything that's been coming out of camp. The media is putting a lot of hype around this draft and this class. I want to see if it could be put on the field. You know, I think what was it? It was last week, Friday. A lot of people were telling me I need to have a lot more faith, be a little bit more positive. I was like that last year, you guys, and I got disappointed a big time. I know we got a different coaching staff, better coaching staff at that. But again, we have not seen an actual downplayed. We have not seen a regular season snap. We haven't seen anything. So I need results. And the results I want is wins. If we go into the bye week 5-2, hey, my optimism is going to go up. But we're 0-0 right now. So all I can say is, can Thornton be, a game changer? Yes, he can, but I'm not going to say he is. I'm not going to say Geno is going to have a great season. I'm not going to say Genty is going to have a great season. Chip Kelly is going to have this offense balling. I like what I'm hearing. I believe that can happen, but I'm not going to say it is going to happen. But with that, you guys, yes, on the way out, we're coming over an hour. I gotta go get the girlfriend from work. Gotta go get, if I'm late, she's gonna probably kick me out like how Pete Carroll kicked out Wilkins. So I definitely don't want to be kicked out of the house for picking up my lady late. Okay, I'm trying to get there early so she can, had a tough day at work, trying to get there. But hey, she loves the nation too. I took her to her first Raider game last year. I'm converting her. It was funny because her family's all Niners, and we went to one of her family outings, and I said, "Baby, who's your favorite team?" She's like, "The Raiders," and I'm like, "I'm about to wife her up. Join the debate, you guys. ASAP's plugging in right now. AFC West Wild podcast for the Raiders. Alec said, "We survived McDaniels and Burger Minshew. It's a new day." I'm hoping, man. I'm hoping. I'm gonna get these last comments. I want to get your guys' comments on. Cheeto said, "I'm with you. I need some W's before I buy in. Tired of calling for the banana and tailpipe. No more." Yeah, I need wins. Am I hype? Am I having a good feeling? I am, but I'm not like last season where I'm like, oh, we're gonna go like 11-6 and or 10-7. We're gonna make the playoffs. I'm not doing all that. And realistically, I have us at 8 or 9 wins. To be honest, 8 or 9 wins. There's some teams that we should on paper we look good, and that's the thing. I'm going based off on paper, not what I believe. I believe we're going to get swept by the Chiefs because we have yet to beat the Chiefs. Like I said last week, since 2013, the Raiders have only beaten the Chiefs 3 times. At least with the Broncos and Chargers, and I don't know how that record looks, but from recent history, we've been splitting a lot with the Chargers and the Broncos. So it's been, I'm assuming, neck and neck with those 2 teams. But as far as the Chiefs go, you guys, we're getting swept by the Chiefs. I need results. Like, I need results. Okay, we have not beaten the Chiefs. What, again, 3 times. It's been 12 years, and we've only beaten the Chiefs 3 times, you guys. We play them twice every year, and we've only beaten them 3 times in 12 years. How am I supposed to say, oh, we're going to beat the Chiefs this year? I could say we're going to beat the Broncos because we've done it. Last year was just a terrible year, but we've done it with worse teams. We beat the Broncos. Now, I will say this: Denver is going to have a great defense. I predict they're going to have like a top 2, top 3 defense. That defense is going to be disgusting. So Denver, I think maybe we could split with them, but it wouldn't shock me if we do. It wouldn't shock me, man, if we do get swept by Denver as well. Chargers, I can see us splitting. Because when Chargers and Raiders, at least the past couple of years, it's always been a dogfight outside of that 63-21 just mollywop that we laid on them. Yes, I'm saying since we got Charger fans in the chat, I'm reminding y'all that ass whooping we handed to y'all. But I know y'all thank us for that ass whooping because that ass whooping led to Jim Harbaugh for you guys. But yeah, I think we split with the Chargers. I think we split with Denver, but I wouldn't be surprised if we get swept by Denver just because that defense is disgusting. If Bo Nix takes the next step, then yes, Denver has a definite chance to sweep us. It all depends how Bo Nix plays, you guys. It all depends how Bo Nix plays. If he takes that next step, Denver's going to be a tough opponent to beat. Like I said, especially with that defense. But yeah, you guys, on the way out, hit that subscribe button if you guys have not hit that subscribe button. And if you are, share this with your friends. Like I said, everybody's welcomed. You don't have to just be a Raider fan. You could be a Charger fan, Chief fan, Bronco fan, Cowboy fan, Patriots fan. Everybody's welcome. All you gotta do is keep it respectful with the chat, keep it respectful with us. Again, we're gonna agree to disagree, but that's no means to get disrespectful in the chat. No means to get disrespectful on my end. I'm not gonna be disrespectful with you guys. Will I say the idea might be a little dumb? Maybe, but again, that's no disrespect to you. That's just me disagreeing with the take. But yes, hit that subscribe button, guys, on the way out. Hit that like button and hit that bell so you guys know when we're going to go live next. We will be having a recap show of our preseason week 1 game against the Seahawks. We'll talk about some booms, some busts, players, and some, players I was impressed with, players I was not so impressed with. We'll all talk about it. And like always, we'll hear from you guys. We will hear you guys. We will hear from the chat, the greatest fan base in all of sports. It's not just the NFL. It is all of sports. The Raider Nation is the best fans in all of sports. It's not even close. But with that said, you guys, again, subscribe. We're chasing 600. Before we know it, let's see if we can get to 1,000 before the season ends. I'm going to say by the season starts, but before the season ends. Let's see if we can hit 1,000 subscribers. Thank you guys for always pulling up, always showing your support. And with that, we are out of here. Peace.